in the 10 o'clock hour on WPSL. We're also streaming this show live to Facebook and YouTube. You can get the links to both of those on our website of fasterpc.com. There's a red button at the top that says Live Technical Support. If you scroll down on the right-hand side, it shows you various ways that you can listen to and also watch this show. And today we have a great show lined up for you. We're going to be going over a lot of content, including whether you can trust AI. We already know that sometimes you can't trust the media, but can you trust AI searches when it comes to reporting on events like what we saw this past week? We'll also be going over the Microsoft and Adobe Patch Tuesday, and we'll be going over the biggest, most critical cybersecurity threats of this past week. So that's what we're going over today. And so give us a call here, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can type your questions into the live videos going on right now over at Facebook and YouTube. And again, you can get the links to both of those over at our website, afasterpc.com. Click on the link at the very top that says Live Technical Support. And on the left-hand side, there's ways that you can actually schedule live technical support from a Faster PC technician. On the right, various ways that you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support. Well, here's the thing. Here's the question. Can you trust AI? Can you trust AI for reporting? Is this something that you can depend on? And a lot of search engines have actually implemented AI for searches, including Google. They've gone big on it. And in fact, with many searches, what will happen is right at the top, before the other searches, you'll have Google's AI will actually give you the results of that they have actually shown. And so I was at a customer's location the other day doing an on-site. I was resolving a network issue. They actually had two different internet service providers, and they were connecting these into routers, and they had some computers connecting to one and some connecting to another. They wanted to consolidate this and get everyone on the same network, and obviously also save money by getting rid of one of these internet service providers. So I was looking at that, and this customer mentioned that there was the FBI reward of $100,000 for the information leading to the arrest of the assassin of Charlie Kirk, and that also Marcus Lemonis had actually upped that and was giving away $250,000. And I know sometimes when there's rapid development of information, you might hear something that's not exactly true, and you may actually even I know there were several reports about this assassination that weren't actually true. Well, I figured, let me go to Google and I'll do a search. So what I typed in, I'm going to switch over actually on the screen. I'm going to switch over to a full screen to show you this. I'll show you a screenshot of the search results, the AI search results that I found when I searched Marcus Lemonis and Charlie Kirk. So I just typed in Marcus space Lemonis space Charlie space Kirk. And here's what Google's AI said. Recent viral posts have falsely claimed that conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and that investor and television personality Marcus Lemonis reacted to the news. This is a hoax that originated from social media posts and is not supported by any credible news reports. And they go on and say the hoax explained the assassination claim. In social media platforms in early September 2025. Some of the posts include altered video claiming to show the incident at Utah Valley University. There has been no confirmation of Kirk's death news source. And he remains alive on his own social media accounts. And so this is really interesting. And going on down below, they say how to identify news. Now, so they just presented how we should.
We're having technical difficulties with the faster PC audio. We're going to catch up with Brian Longworth and bring him back on in just a moment. So sorry for the inconvenience. Please stand by. We'll get him back on air.
Can't hear me? Can't hear me, Ray? Ray, can you hear me? Well,
okay, we got him back on the air now. There you go, Brian. I know we lost you for a moment.
Okay,
but,
yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that, but
the audio going in and out.
Yeah. So what we see here is, again, Google is saying check credible sources. They're saying, no one credible has actually reported on this. Check the social media accounts. Look for inconsistencies. And here's the thing. You're not going to get, this was a major event that happened in real time. People have cell phones, and they were able actually to record this event, and they were able also to present this in a way that was very alarming and very rapid. People actually were able to see the shot and see what Charlie was saying before, see when the bullet hit him. I can tell you, I haven't watched the video. My wife did, and I've heard other people say the same thing, that she can't get it out of her head, and she wishes that she hadn't seen it. But this actually did happen. By the way, I conducted this search about 28 to 29 hours after Charlie Kirk was shot. So by that point, everyone and their brother, every news outlet had actually reported on this. And of course, some of the media was actually blaming Charlie Kirk for being assassinated, that it was his rhetoric. It was things that he said that actually happened with that. So here's the thing. Here's the question. Can you trust AI? Now, I actually went also at the same time to ChatGPT, and in addition to ChatGPT, I also went to DeepSeek and to Claude. Now, ChatGPT and Claude both got the events right. DeepSeek said, no, Charlie Kirk has not been assassinated. He is alive and active. This rumor appears to be a hoax or misinformation that it has circulated online, likely originated from satire websites or malicious false reports. And they're actually the data from DeepSeek, you can see that it's very old, because they're quoting things that happened in June 13, 2024. But Google, here's the thing, Google is presenting their search engine, their AI search engine, as a reliable source for finding out information in real time. And so they should be updating it in real time, or definitely with something as large as this, they should be updating it certainly within 28 to 29 hours. Now, if you go to Google right now and you do the same search, then what you're going to get is you're going to get really what actually happened. And so So we'll just search here, Marcus Lemonis and Charlie Kirk. It's in my history. And so you're going to actually have information about the and I believe, this is actually saying that Marcus Lemonis created a humorous viral video on his Instagram account in September 2024, in which he announced he will posthumously award Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So I don't know exactly what they're trying to pull there, but it does mention that Charlie Kirk was recently assassinated. Obviously, they really have to correct this because they're actually spreading false news and accusing those who actually posted live video of the event as spreading false news. And this is really alarming when you think about it. And one of the things that really raises the issue, can we trust AI? Can we trust AI for searches of things that are happening in real time? Also, you will know that really the news media wasn't able to report quickly enough on this topic. And so you have private citizens providing the truth, providing eyewitness accounts, even live video of what was happening.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090. 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. Hackers are constantly looking for ways to break into your computer and network to access your data and hold it hostage. Think this can't happen to you? Think again. Hackers regularly target small businesses. A Faster PC has produced a cybersecurity crisis report that goes over urgent and critical protections every small business must have in place now to protect their bank accounts, client data, confidential information, and reputation from the tsunami of cybercrime. To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at www.fastpc.com. That's www.afasterpc.com. Cybersecurity problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at afasterpc.com.
You need a Faster PC.
772-878-5978. Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible, and we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck or hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
you need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a Faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, well, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772 340 1590. 772 340 1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772 340 1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity problems. And hey, I don't know if you follow this show, you probably know that Microsoft and Adobe just released their Patch Tuesday updates, and we're going to go over these, show you really go over the threats, and also show you how you can protect yourself. So what do Xbox consoles, high performance computing clusters, and your everyday office suite have in common? They are all vulnerable to critical security flaws that Microsoft just patched this month. And one of those bugs scored a perfect 9.8 out of 10 on a severity scale. 10 is the highest. This is almost there. You need to pay attention to these and install the patches, meaning it could let hackers take complete control of your system without you even knowing. Stay tuned, because I'm going to dive into Microsoft's massive September 2025 Patch Tuesday release. So we're going to talk about this and really show you the steps that you need to take to actually make sure that your system is protected. So whether you're responsible for keeping systems secure, or maybe your own system secure, this video is absolutely essential viewing. Every second Tuesday of the month, Microsoft drops their security updates, and September 2025 was no exception, except this month there were absolutely massive. They were absolutely massive with their release. So let's start with the sheer scale of this release. Microsoft patched 80 new CVEs. CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exploits. This month, across their entire ecosystem. We're talking about Windows, Office, Edge, Azure, Hyper-V, SQL Server, Windows Defender Firewall, and yes, even Xbox got some love. Of these 80 patches, 8 are rated as critical in severity, with the rest falling into the important category. Here's what's really striking. Microsoft is now about 100 CVEs ahead of where they were this time last year. The question is, will this pace continue for the rest of 2025 if you are looking at a record breaker? If so, we're looking at a record-breaking year for Microsoft patches. So here's the silver lining in all this. Now, there's some good news. In all this chaos, Microsoft reports only one vulnerability as being publicly known at the time of a release. When a vulnerability is publicly known, hackers are working to actually exploit it, and you need to really take precautions to protect yourself. So, and of course, this is critically, nothing is noted as being actively exploited in the wild, but it won't take long. Hackers are working on exploiting these, and you need to actually take proactive measures to protect yourself. We don't want you to be fooled into complacency. We're going to look at the bugs and see what you need to prioritize right now. So there's a 9.8, a CVE that has a 9.8 severity on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest. This is a monster. This is the monster of the month. It's affecting Microsoft High Performance Compute Pack. This vulnerability scored a 9.8 out of 10 on the CVSS score, and frankly, it deserves every point it got. Here's why this is so dangerous. A remote attacker, someone who doesn't even have credentials on your network, could execute code on affected systems without any user interaction whatsoever. This makes it potentially wormable, meaning it could spread from system to system automatically within an HPC environment. Microsoft recommendations are telling here. They're suggesting you only deploy HPC pack clusters in secure enclaves and block TCP port 5999. If you're running HPC pack anywhere in your environment, stop what you're doing and patch this immediately. This isn't a patch when convenient situation. This is a drop everything and patch now situation. There's also another Microsoft Office preview pane. We've mentioned this so many times this year. And this is another time. There's another Microsoft Office remote code execution vulnerability. Now, here's what's frustrating about this one. This marks the 8th consecutive month where at least one Office component has allowed code execution through the preview pane. 8 months. That's right, 8 consecutive months of the same type of vulnerability appearing month after month. At what point do we start questioning whether Microsoft should temporarily disable preview pane functionality while they sort out their code review process? I'm honestly getting close to recommending that organizations disable. In fact, I will go so far as to recommend that you disable the preview pane entirely until Microsoft can get their act together on this front. And there's also a NTLM escalation. So this is a Windows NTLM escalation of privilege vulnerability. Typically, you really should be. A lot of people are using accounts that have admin rights, but we recommend what's called least privileges, where you actually are using an account that does not have admin rights. Well, if you're using an account that doesn't have admin rights and a hacker gets a hold of that, they're going to try what's called elevation of privilege, where they're trying to elevate the privilege of that account up to admin status. So this one allows an unauthenticated attacker, so someone who already has some level of access to your network, to escalate their privileges all the way to system level over the network. That means they can really do just about anything on your system. Now, while this isn't a scope change vulnerability, going from a standard user account to system is essentially game over for that machine. Microsoft has flagged this with low exploit complexity, which in security speak means this is going to be easy for the bad guys to figure out. So it kind of sounds the opposite, but it really means that the bad guys are going to be able to figure this one out. Expect to see this one weaponized quickly. So here's the action plan of this month. And here's my recommendations. First, you want to make sure that you're getting out there, you're installing these updates. We're going to show you, I'll show you in just a few minutes how you can install Windows updates. The reality is that September 2025 represents a new normal for Microsoft patch management, with 80 CVEs in a single month and critical vulnerabilities spanning everything from enterprise commuting clusters to gaming consoles. The day of casual patch management are over. The question isn't whether you'll get hit by one of these vulnerabilities. It's whether you'll be patched when it happens. So in other words, if you don't install these patches, you're going to be susceptible to these threats. So what we're going to do, I'm going to switch back over to a full screen. I'll show you how you can install the updates. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Start button, look for Settings. If you're still running Windows 10, by the way, if you are still running Windows 10, you need to update immediately. But if you are still running Windows 10, then that settings will be a gear that's right above the Start menu. If you're running Windows 11, that gear will be in the pinned pages. I have moved mine into Utilities, so I'm going to click on Settings. So some people call it a cog, I call it a gear. From here you want to go to Windows Updates, and you want to click Check for Updates. Now, if there already are updates, I've already installed my updates and rebooted my computer, and so my updates are installed. That's why there aren't any showing up here. But this symbol right here is the symbol of the two arrows going in a circular motion. They're not moving, but they're pointing in a circular motion. And that's the symbol for the Microsoft update. And typically, if you haven't installed these yet, in the lower right-hand corner, you'll actually see that symbol down near the clock. And that will either prompt you to update, or it will prompt you to reboot your computer after the update has been installed. And the reason that you have to reboot the computer is that part of the updates are installed while you're in the operating system. And additional parts are installed as the computer is shutting down, and then they finish up as the computer is coming back into Windows. So some of the components can't be updated while they're actually running. That's why you need to restart when this happens. So we, by the way, here at A Faster PC, we do have automated patch management available for our customers. And we don't do this for everyone, but we offer it to everyone. If you sign up for a managed services plan, and we have these for corporations, for businesses, medical offices, dental offices, accountants' offices, and other types of professional offices. We have also for home offices and for residential clients. We have these services available, and you can actually sign up for this, and we actually will automate the patch management and even automate a reboot of your computer as long as it's on. And we do that typically at midnight. And that is because you know what? You probably don't want your computer to just automatically reboot in the middle of the day. We did initially have that happening, and some of the people said, you know what, I was in the middle of something, I walked away from my computer, and all of a sudden it rebooted. So we don't want that to happen to you. Now, in addition to this, there's also a major Adobe patch that is out there. Adobe has lined up their patches, their announcement of those patches with Microsoft's Patch Tuesday. And Adobe has their September 2025 Patch Tuesday updates as well. And so what happens with the Adobe patches is September, they just dropped 22 new security vulnerabilities across your favorite Adobe apps, including Cold Fusion. If you're using Cold Fusion, you need to drop everything and patch it right now. And I'm not talking about, I'm about to break down Adobe's biggest Patch Tuesday of the month, including why one critical bug could change everything for your business. So if you use Adobe software, you need to listen to this and you need to make sure that your patches are installed. So what we're talking about here is we're doing a deep dive into Adobe September 2025 Patch Tuesday releases. And this one is packed with surprises. So here we're going to go over this. Adobe has just released 9 security bulletins, including 22 unique CVEs, that's common vulnerabilities and exposures, for those new to the security game. These patches span across some of Adobe's most popular products. And we've got everything from priority 1 critical fixes to some interesting code execution vulnerabilities. So now here's the good news up front. Adobe reports that none of these vulnerabilities are being actively exploited in the wild, and none of them are publicly known yet, but that will change and you need to get these updated. You don't want to sleep on this. So let's start with the big one. Cold Fusion gets the only priority 1 rating this month. Now, if you're not familiar with Code Fusion, it's Adobe's rapid web application development platform, and it's widely used in enterprise environments. So you want to make sure that you're installing this update. Get it installed as quickly as possible. In fact, stop what you're doing and actually install this. So next up, there's Adobe's Commerce. That's their e-commerce platform. You want to make sure that you're installing the updates for that as well. There also are other updates that are priority 2, and you can actually get these updates, and we recommend that you install these updates ASAP so that your computers are protected.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. The one thing we hate to hear after someone's hard drive dies is, "I was just about to make a backup." Just about is not good enough. At a faster PC, we can recover data from failing hard drives, but not all the time. And we can't recover your data if it's stolen or destroyed by fire, unless you have a backup. We can't recover your data if it's encrypted with ransomware unless you have a backup. A faster PC can protect your data from loss by hard drive failure, fire, theft, sabotage, and ransomware. Don't wait until it's too late.
You need a faster PC.
When your data is important,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. When you can't lose your data,
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
give us a call today at 772-878-5978. Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible. And we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck or hackers. Let a faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com. .com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need A Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And definitely, this is something that we do like to. We try to update you and actually let you know some of the threats that are out there, so that you can take proactive measures and protect yourself. And every week there's new threats. We're constantly dealing with new threats. And imagine this: your grandmother just lost her life savings. A major city is in digital lockdown, and thousands of people's Social Security number are floating around the dark web. What do all of these things have in common? They all happened in the last few months, and you could be next. I'm about to show you 3 cybersecurity threats that are actively destroying lives right now, and more importantly, we'll go over how you can protect yourself against these. So the first threat is a ransomware attack. So the first up is a ransomware attacks are getting more vicious than ever. This past July, the Interlock ransomware gang completely crippled St. Paul, Minnesota. We're talking about the state capital here, not some small town. Here's what happened. Interlock broke into the city's system, stole 43 gigabytes of sensitive data. That's over 66,000 files, including passport scans and employee records, then demanded a ransom. When the city refused to pay, the hackers dumped everything online. The damage: payment systems down, libraries offline, municipal Wi-Fi dead. 3 weeks later, many services were still unavailable. The governor had to activate the National Guard's cybersecurity unit just to respond. But here's the scary part. Interlock claims they're not even doing this for money. They say they're sending a message to organizations with weak security. This means they might attack you just to prove a point. Here's what you need to know. These groups are targeting critical infrastructure. They're targeting power grids, water systems, hospitals. If you work for any organization, push for regular security training and backup systems. And if you're just a regular citizen, make sure you have cash on hand in case payment systems go down in your area. These ransomware attacks do go after small businesses as well, medium-sized businesses. They go after people that work out of their house. They go after even residential people. And so you want to actually make sure that you are protecting yourself, that you're taking the steps to really be aware of the threats and to actually take the necessary steps to protect yourself. So this next one is absolutely heartbreaking, and it's targeting the people we love most, our grandparents. I'm sure some of the people listening today are grandparents, and you need to be aware of this threat. Federal investigators just busted a massive grandparent scam that stole over $5 million from 400 elderly victims. The average victim was 84 years old. Let that sink in for a moment. At 84 years old, if you lose a lot of money, you're not going out and working most likely. You lost that money. It's gone. So here's how it worked. And you need to pay attention. We've warned you about this. We've talked about this in the past, but this is an example, and we want to warn you so that you can pay attention. So here's how it worked. And this is still happening everywhere. Just because they busted this one group doesn't mean that others aren't doing this. Scammers would call elderly people pretending to be their grandchildren in trouble. Sometimes they may even spoof the phone number of a grandchild, and even if they have recorded their voice, or maybe the kid has posted something online, well, they can take that video, they can put it into AI, and they can then type out a script and have that person actually sound just like their grandkid. So they get something like, "Grandma or Grandpa, I've been in an accident. I need bail money. Please don't tell Mom or Dad. I'm so embarrassed." Now, the thing is, the reason they're saying don't tell Mom or Dad is that, they don't want you to call Mom or Dad, because this really didn't happen. If you call Mom or Dad, you're going to find out that the person isn't actually in jail, or they're not in a bind. They don't need help, and so really they're trying to trick you in that. But there are a lot of grandparents out there that do kind of try to, for whatever reason, they try to help their grandkids get out of trouble, and they'll give them money. They'll do things without the parents actually knowing. So that's why this actually works. So once they had the victim hooked emotionally, a fake lawyer would then get on the phone and pressure them to hand over thousands of dollars in cash immediately. And here's the twist. They used Uber drivers to collect the money. So an Uber driver gets a call, go to this location, pick up a package, and bring it to this other location. The drivers had no idea they were part of a criminal operation. One victim after another handed over $10,000 to $20,000, sometimes their entire life savings. For people on fixed income, this is devastating. So here's what you need to know about this. You want to call, if you're not a grandparent, call your grandparents, call your parents, talk to them about this, alert them about this. Really, they need to, and everyone needs to develop what's called a zero trust mentality. We've actually talked about this and actually trained you to use a zero trust mentality. You want to be suspicious of everything that's said, of everyone that says something. You want to be suspicious. So you want to talk to your elderly relatives and encourage them to be suspicious, and you need to be suspicious as well. If you have neighbors that are older, talk to them as well. So you're going to teach them this simple rule. If someone claims to be a family in an emergency, a family member in an emergency, hang up and call that person back. Real emergencies can wait 2 minutes for verification. Scams can't. Now, obviously, if the person's in jail, maybe you can't call the person if they're in jail, but you certainly could call their family members and you could ask, hey, has something happened? They'll probably say, you know what, that hasn't happened. And in fact, that person could reach out. Your first step would be to call that person. Your next step would be to call someone else that knows that person. You want to develop this zero trust mentality. You can't trust what someone says on the phone anymore. You can't trust an incoming phone call, even if the number is from a recognized source, maybe your grandchildren, maybe your child. You can't trust that actually is coming from them. You also can't trust that this is actually that the person's voice is their voice. You want to hang up and you want to call them back. Now, there's also been a massive data breach. So we're going to talk about data breaches because they're happening constantly, and the consequences keep getting worse. I recently got a letter in the mail from TransUnion that they were hacked, and my Social Security number and my information were actually released. Now, TransUnion has information about everything about me. They know all kinds of things. They know what mortgage accounts I have. They know what other accounts I have. And of course, they know my date of birth, my Social Security number. They know all of this. So these types of threats can be cautious. And this is one reason, by the way, that we advise do not give out your Social Security number unless you absolutely have to. Now, a lot of times, even when you go to doctor's offices, they'll ask you for your Social Security number. Why? Are you taking out a loan? Are you opening up a bank account? They don't need your Social Security number. I can almost guarantee you that they are not doing what they should be doing to protect your data. Not even TransUnion was doing what they needed to do to protect your data. So, just recently, there was a delivery company on track got hit with a data breach that exposed over 40,000 people's most sensitive information. We're talking full names, Social Security numbers, driver's license numbers, medical information, health insurance details, even everything a criminal needs to steal: identity. The hackers had access for 3 straight days. 3 days to download everything they wanted. By the way, that's actually really quick, because a lot of times hackers are in systems for months, sometimes 6 to 8 months before they're discovered. Imagine what they can find within that time. While OnTrack says they resecured the data and don't think it was distributed, here's the reality. Once your Social Security number is out there, it's out there forever. You can't talk to a hacker and say, hey, take my information off the dark web. They're not going to do it. You can't pay them money to do it. This isn't just about credit card fraud anymore. With the level of personal information, criminals can file fake tax returns in your name, set up fraudulent bank accounts, even get medical procedures using your insurance. Here's what's really scary. Most people don't even know they've been affected until months later when they try to file their taxes, apply for a loan, or actually receive a letter from this entity that they have been hacked. They discover that someone else has been using their identity. So here's what you need to do. You need to get identity theft protection. A lot of times when your information is protected, you can actually get identity theft protection as a part of that. You also, one of the things you can do is actually free to do so. You can set up alerts with the credit reporting bureaus. You can also even lock down your credit history so that if you want to actually open up a loan, you actually have to unlock it to do so. You can't even get a loan without unlocking it. And of course, you could unlock it, get the loan, and then lock it again. You want to make it harder for cyber criminals to actually use your name and your credentials out there. You need to create a unique, strong, unique, complex passwords and enable two-factor or multi-factor authentication everywhere you possibly can. And you need to be skeptical. Have that zero trust mentality about everything. So you also want to keep some cash just in case you have a situation where you actually need help and you can't get to your money. I mean, we see this happening all the time. Every single week, we're actually cleaning up threats where people have fallen for one of these scams. And we want you to actually be protected from these types of scams and threats. Don't fall and be a victim for this.
We're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, head over to our website, afasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
Last year, we saw 2 assassination attempts on President Donald Trump, and a few days ago, we saw the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a young man who gently yet persuasively debated students on college campuses. While many mourn Charlie's death, some have praised his execution. We truly need to return God, prayer, the Bible, and the 10 Commandments to our lives and schools, and cry out to God in prayer for this nation.
WPSL, Port St. Lucie.
Now, I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News.